go. What's good, everybody? Welcome to the Twin Wrestle Pod. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. Listen, today I'm gonna try to make this. We're gonna try to make this brief and quick. Okay, we're gonna be talking about WWE SummerSlam 2026 live and live in living color from Minneapolis, Minnesota. U.S. Bank Arena. Ain't that the arena close to there, or whatever it's called? U.S. Bank Arena. Scheduled for this is our no, this will be our second two nights SummerSlam. August 1st, August 2nd. It is, I think, a 12 match card overall. I think 6 matches on each night. As of right now, as of this recording, we are recording this on Monday, July 27th, 2026. SummerSlam should be this weekend, if I remember. Should be this weekend coming up. Who's to say they might add more matches? They might pull out old school AEW. Let's add 15 matches on the card. They might just pull an AEW. All right, man. We're gonna start with night one. Don't know what matches is supposed to be here. I'm a you already know who this guy is. I don't really have to introduce this guy. Y'all know who he is. Y'all seen him on channel before. I don't have to introduce him. But we have CK. That's what I call him. He goes by many names. The Core 105, CK game. That's taking it back. But say what up to the people, CK.
What's good, ladies and gentlemen? First and foremost, I just want to say again, thank you, DJ, for allowing me to do these predictions with you. And SummerSlam will be in my home state, good old Minnesota. Unfortunately, I will not be attending because ticket prices are ridiculously expensive. Thank you, TKO, for that. But yeah, I'm excited to do these predictions with you as always, and hopefully down the line in the future, Minnesota can get another one of their big PLEs here. I know people are starting to say Money in the Bank is starting to become one of their big PLEs, but I think it's just the usual Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, and Survivor Series. But hopefully down the line we'll get some more of their main PLEs here. If not any other PLE here, I would love to go. Just not when TKO's charging ridiculous prices. DJ, if you want, I have the SummerSlam card pulled up on Wikipedia with the matches that are supposed to be on night one and night two. So I don't know if you
Nah,
want to
well,
go off
we
that
don't really
or we're
care.
not gonna worry about it.
We
All
ain't,
right,
we ain't gonna
that's
worry about it. I just I'm not sure if they still doing the ESPN thing, but I did read a report that ESPN specifically wanted the match with Penta and Chad Gable to definitely be on ESPN. So that's scheduled for night two. So if anything changed, plans change, they will be maybe the first or two matches on ESPN that first hour. If this still following the theme of the ESPN era with the 1 hour free or whatever they do. So I know that match for sure would probably be first hour. In terms of Saturday, we have 6 matches, and we're gonna start with this ain't going in no particular order. I'm not going with all the matches on Saturday, all the matches on Sunday. We just gonna just give our predictions. So starting up, we have the 6 man tag. The Usos, Jimmy and Jay and Jacob Fatu, the Bloodline 2.0 versus LA Knight, Solo Sikoa, and Royce Keys in a 6 man tag team match. Um, I'm only really, me personally, I'm only intrigued by this match for a few reasons. One, my boy Royce Keys, for sure. It's my guy. Since he's in AEW, Powerhouse, that's my fucking guy. If you go back in the shorts, you would know. Fucking spine buster on the thumbtack to Ricky Starks in the AEW video game. So that's how far it goes. And Jacob Fatu, my two main guys. That's the only two people I'm really like stoked for. Solo Sikoa has been doing great work. Like right now he's able to flesh out his character, give you more personality. That promo he cut backstage on SmackDown. Great promo about fucking Solo. Looked like, I ain't gonna say The Rock S, but he showed a little bit of hints from The Rock back then. If you know, from Rock's 2002 era, that's like one of like Rock's greatest eras. Like he was having fun, like at that point in time. Like he already knew he was at the door, just being comedic, hitting barbs and shit like that. So Solo gave me a little bit of flashbacks to that moment. LA Knight been killing it, but LA Knight gotta get out of this fucking bloodline vortex. The thing with me, right, with this whole LA Knight bloodline situation is, it's like everybody else addresses LA Knight besides Roman Reigns, the tribal chief. Now I don't know what the story is with WWE. Is they telling that type of story and they holding that off for LA Knight and Roman Reigns to eventually lock horns because they ain't really did nothing to one another since Saudi Arabia. What was that, like 2024, somewhere in there? If I'm not mistaken, I know LA Knight was in the Fatal 4-Way at the Rumble. I think that same year or something like that. But ever since then, LA Knight, his momentum just been not the same. And I don't like that Roman is not addressing him. I mean, you can look at it in the perspective of Roman's on a bigger level than him, and he looks down on LA Knight. That can make sense, but if LA Knight gonna keep shooting jabs at Roman and Roman ain't gonna respond, so what the fuck is the point of LA Knight keep shooting jabs if you gonna just keep getting the henchman of the bloodline, Jimmy and Jay, every fucking week, every other week? Like we had to change something to WWE. But to this matchup. This match is hard to predict, man. It really is because on one hand, I definitely want Royce and them to get a win for sure. But I feel like WWE gonna fuck around the WWE as they always do, and they give the fucking match to the Usos. A miscommunication or a fucking Solo turn on his teammates and join the bloodline, which would be reverting backwards and going back to the same formula, which the whole bloodline tried. So I'm gonna go with my heart this time. I'm gonna go with the team of Royce Keys, LA Knight, and Solo for the dub. Now, do I think they're gonna win it here? Fuck no, but I'm gonna just say it for the prediction's sake. I'm going with LA Knight now. What you got?
Um, I do feel bad for LA Knight because he constantly gets stuck in like the bloodline, the vision vortex, but it's just they need to do something with him because that man, he's over, but WWE don't it's like they don't know what to do with him. But I think it's time you give that man a shot. I mean, obviously, right now with the World Heavyweight Championship being on Roman's not gonna lose it anytime soon. Um, so it'll be interesting to see this match. I know there were talks about Zilla coming in WWE. I don't know when that's happening or if he's already signed and he's fulfilling other obligations. I don't know, but I think we'll be seeing him soon. But if I have to pick, I'm gonna pick the Bloodline just because it keeps the momentum. It keeps the momentum on their side. I mean, obviously, you can build something up between Royce and Jacob for them to maybe have a one-on-one match, maybe later on down the road. I think as long as Solo keeps disobeying Roman, I think we'll maybe see them lock up again soon too. But I think for momentum purposes and storyline purposes, I think Bloodline wins the six-man tag team match.
Okay. See, this is my only question with what the WWE way they're gonna do it is. Where do we go from here? Okay, I forgot about Zilla, but okay, you can do the whole Zilla thing, right? And have him like talk Jacob out of following Roman's lead, right? You can do that whole thing. But if you do that, what's a loss going to do for Royce? What's a loss going to do for LA Knight? And Solo, it's 50-50 with Solo because you don't know if he can join him or he not going to join him. What would a loss do for Solo? So those three singles guys, I think WWE can muster some shit up for him, but Storyline wise, they don't build, they don't get no momentum after that. As opposed if the bloodline were to lose, in my opinion, you can tell a story within the bloodline. Like you can have Jimmy get pinned, and or you can follow the thing they've been following since Jacob been there. I ain't taking orders from your punk ass Jay. In the words of my boy Jacob, you can do something where Jay get pinned, and then the fracture between Jacob and Jay is the storyline heading into the fall for WWE. You can do something like that. I think that's much more intriguing than just having them win and then just having them follow Roman yet again. Like
But
that's boring to me.
I don't think Roman would let. I don't think Roman would let Jacob and Jay have a bit of a rivalry just because he knows what that does to the family. I mean, we've already seen how Roman eventually treated, Jimmy and Jay beforehand, but I don't see. I mean, I think it would definitely be interesting for Jacob and Jay to be at each other's throats, even with more intensity. But I don't foresee Roman letting that happen. I think it's more of Roman. We would see more of him trying to put them in line. And I think with, I mean, I think a loss for LA Knight again. I don't really think it hurts him because we've seen LA Knight lose so many times, and then he'll come back being the same storyline. So I don't think a loss really hurts him because again, LA Knight's kind of in that limbo space where it's like, what do we do with him? Like he's in limbo. Like I feel like LA Knight is a guy that can take a loss, but it won't hurt him. It's where WWE they need to figure out something for him specifically. Like, are you gonna build him up to be like a real threat to Roman or hell, maybe even Cody or Punk if he goes to SmackDown? But I think with LA Knight, again, he's in limbo. Like, I don't think a loss hurts him. I don't think a win really hurts him in no way, shape, or form. Like you said, Solo's 50-50. I think if Zilla does come, I think that will play in with Solo's story with Jacob and with the bloodline. And again, Royce Keys, I mean, I think again, I think you could still maybe build something like a singles match between Royce and Jacob, but again, I don't really think a loss really hurts Royce because he's still new, he's still getting his feet wet, he's still getting into the company, so I don't really think a loss hurts him. I don't think a loss hurts LA Knight because again, LA Knight's in limbo. But I think with Solo, it's 50-50. But I do think if Zilla does come, Zilla's going to play a part with Solo and with Jacob. And then depending on if WWE wants to get Talatanga and then the other one involved, then there's that.
Well, we'll see, man. Next up, Sami Zayn versus Finn Balor, number one contendership for the WWE Undisputed Championship. Now, WWE screwed my boy Sammy. I didn't specifically make a video after Sammy lost that championship because I was severely disappointed in WWE for what they did and
But at the same
shotgunning.
time, you shouldn't be. But you know what though? You shouldn't be surprised that they did that.
I'm
You
not
shouldn't be
I'm
surprised.
I'm not surprised because it's just WWE. That's they don't do the WWE thing instead of just bridging off and doing something different. That's my whole thing with pro wrestling. Like, give me something different. I don't want the same formulaic shit all the time. We don't need to keep seeing the same people at the top all the time. Give me something different. And I felt like Sami Zayn being WWE champion was something different. You could have built something from it. He could have been a cowardly fucking heel, escaped by the skin of his teeth almost every other match. The chicken shit heel being WWE champ. You can let him hold the championship up until the end of the year if you wanted to. But no, they've decided to go with CM Punk so they can shotgun the CM Punk versus Cody matchup, which we'll get into later. And I'll get to my reasons why I didn't want that match at SummerSlam, but we got it now. But here we are. Sami Zayn versus Finn Balor. This match is 50-50 to me. I'll tell you why. Finn Balor, it's been 10 years. It's crazy. It's been 10 years since he's been prominent, like in terms of like championship wise, so like a serious, credible challenger. He's been undefeated since he's been on SmackDown. I mean, he ain't really fought nobody, but he's been undefeated, right? I think his last pure shot to win a championship was maybe 3 years ago at SummerSlam in Detroit. Because that match him and Seth had in SummerSlam in Detroit was a wonderful match. He should have won that championship that night. But I digress. With Finn been on this win streak, he's one of Triple H's guys. Okay? This is your opportunity to do something different. You said something about LA Knight not losing anything from a loss. Sami Zayn is one guy who can take a loss and turn it into something great. We've seen that. Johnny Knoxville, the last good guy, that catapulted him to the WWE Championship. The Gingerbread Man we've seen earlier this fucking year. Okay? US Open Challenge. I can keep going. Sami know how to turn shit into gold. So a loss here would not hurt Sami to me, in my opinion. Do I want him to lose? No, I don't want him to lose. He should be fucking champ, in my opinion. What you got?
I'm gonna say this.
Mm-hmm.
Sammy has better booking though, in my personal opinion.
Then
And the
what?
reason why I say that, going back to LA Knight, whereas if LA Knight takes a loss, it doesn't hurt him because he's in limbo. He gets juggled around. They don't know what to do. He doesn't have a direction. Whereas Sammy can take a loss, but Sammy has a direction that they can send him in. Cause it's like you said, Sammy can take a loss and turn it into something. When LA Knight takes a loss, LA Knight's kind of in limbo because again, we don't see him for a while, and then he'll come back within like the same storyline against the same faction. Whereas Sammy gets something different. So I think Sammy's booking is better than LA Knight because I feel like Sammy will have a direction that he can go. Whereas LA Knight, it's like, okay, LA Knight's got a loss. What do we do with him now? And I feel like with Sammy, that's never the case because Sammy always has something after he takes a loss or after he gets a win. LA Knight doesn't always get that because when LA Knight takes a loss, he'll either be gone for a while or he'll come out and it'll be something completely different. So that's why I feel like Sammy's booking or Sammy just has better booking than LA Knight. That's just me.
Okay. But Sammy still turned whatever he get handed into good shit. So my prediction for this match, I'm gonna go against the grain. I'm gonna go with Finn Balor. Just because I think Triple H is propelling him up to something. Don't know what it is. And we need to freshen that WWE Championship scene. We need to freshen that up. We can't keep having Cody up there. Like, by God, Cody fatigue is a real fucking thing. And I felt it at the Rumble last year. I love Cody. But, brother, we need to get you away from the championship for a while, bro. A few months. Go after the US strap or just be chasing for the championship and then you get it at WrestleMania. That's fine. I don't care. But I need somebody else in that scene. Will Finn Balor win the championship? Probably not. Most likely not. But getting him up there will be something different. We seen him at Punk on Raw a couple months ago for the World Championship. We'll see him at Punk again, maybe in Saudi or something. But I'm gonna take Finn for the win.
So everybody's got Cody fatigue, kind of like how everybody had John Cena fatigue all those years ago. um, Obviously there was a difference. I mean, obviously Cody's looked at as, if you want to say like the golden boy, you can say that kind of like how Vince looked at Cena as the golden boy, but Vince had more options back then. He just always chose to go with Cena. Not that I'm saying, that was an issue or that there's a problem with Cody. I don't have an issue with Cody, but I do think nowadays we do need to see different champions. um in terms of this match, it's like DJ said, I think it's 50-50. Obviously, whoever wins between Punk and Cody, the history with Sami Zayn, the intensity with Sami Zayn is there. Obviously, with Finn, it would definitely be fresh. Hell, I think I would have much rather have seen a triple threat match with Punk, Cody, and Zayn. I think that would have been more entertaining. But I think knowing WWE, I feel like I'm going to pick Finn Balor. Balor has a lot of the momentum on his side. Um, so I'm gonna pick Finn Balor, and I don't know. With Triple H doing the long term booking, maybe Triple H is building Sami Zayn back up for another big title win. I don't know. I mean, WrestleMania is in Saudi next year, and we know the Saudi fans love Sami Zayn. So kind of have to see what's going on there because you never know. I just hope that if Sammy gets that belt back on him, hopefully it's not another 9 day title reign. But that's what I'm going with.
And I'm gonna say this. I don't know. I don't know his any of his updates or anything like that. But I would not be surprised if fucking Kevin Owens come out there and help Sammy win this match and try to get his championship back for his best friend. So I will not be surprised. But I don't know his status, but look out for that. All right, next match. Trick Williams, the U.S. champ, versus Baron Corbin, the returning Baron Corbin. We had a lot of people returning. Next week, we're going to have a 7 feet tall guy return next week as well. Baron Corbin just came back maybe, 3-4 weeks ago at this point? And he's first match is going to be for the U.S. strap. Man, this match to me, I like both guys. I don't actually mind Corbin being in this spot. I like what he was doing when he was away from WWE and MLW. Him and Dominic Dijak, who should be back in WWE. I will state that. I like what they was doing as a tag team on the Indies. Corbin, a former U.S. champ. Trick, the current U.S. champ. It Trick's reign so far, it's been okay. It's been okay. I feel like they can do more with his reign. I'm particularly not that interested in it. I love to see Trick though. I love Trick. That's my guy. I love seeing Trick though. But his reign so far, in terms of my intrigue level, just ain't there. Like they just keep dropping off the talent that he can go against. Dragunov, I don't know what the fuck happened to Dragunov. You ain't seen Dragunov since Mello competed in the Fatal 4-Way. Since sometime before that. Carmelo, a guy who I said should have been in a WrestleMania match with Sammy and Trick, who got fucking utterly screwed out of the championship. Carmelo's nowhere to be found, not even mentioned. So hopefully this Friday they can usher him into this matchup or something, because there's too much talent on these rosters for you to keep going with the same people or the same type of matchup or one-on-one match. I like to switch it up. I don't like one-on-one matches all the time. I don't really care that much about one-on-one matches as often as much anymore. Mix it up, do something different. Give me a fatal 4-Way. Give me something, a scramble match or something. Give me something different, man. It don't have to be no ladder match. Give me something different. So this match, I'm gonna go against the grain. I'm gonna go with Trick retaining. I know a lot of people got Corbin picking up the championship. I can see that. But I'm gonna stick with Trick because you still got Carmelo out there, unless Carmelo cost him the match, which I don't see. That's nothing for Carmelo. He want to get his championship back, so why would he cost the person he want to get the championship from the match? Then that's don't have him and Trick have an issue for no title when Corbin had the championship. I expect some sort of presence in this match. I just don't know what though. But I'm gonna stick with Trick in this matchup.
Um, again, this match to me not really all that intriguing. Um, I mean, obviously, Trick is gonna have little Yachty in his corner, so little Yachty might play a part in the match. Um, but it's returning Baron Corbin. You know, I think it's interesting. It's interesting when WWE brings wrestlers back because for me, there's the excitement, but it's also okay. Well, what do you have for them to do long term, or did you just sign them because you didn't want them to go to another wrestling company? Like, is there a purpose for them coming back? Like, is there a purpose for Baron Corbin to be back? Is it going to be okay? WWE is actually going to put one of the two big belts on Corbin, and he's not just brought back to just be another person on the roster. Because I think Baron Corbin definitely has World Heavyweight Championship, WWE Undisputed Championship, WWE Championship. I think he's good enough to be that.
I think that ship sailed, which is okay. It's fine. Not everybody's meant to be champion. Everybody got their role to play, but it's fine. But Corbin is a good hand though. But go ahead and
Yeah,
continue.
but again, in the long run, what is he back for? Like, is there like a long term plan for him, or is it something that they just only have something short term for him? So, me personally, I think Trick should retain. Um, I think Little Yachty will play a part in it, what is the plan for Corbin with him not winning the championship? I mean, part of me believes he is gonna win, but part of me believes Trick is also gonna win because if Trick loses, what does he do after? Because every single SmackDown, you gotta have whoop that Trick going because it's just that over. So I mean, we'll see, but I have Trick Williams retaining.
Okay. Next up, this fucking match. My God, we have the five-way ladder match for the interim WWE Women's Championship. Charlotte Flair, Jade Cargill, Tiffany Stratton, and Chelsea Green, with the winner of Julia and Lash Legend to be the last participant to enter the fold. This match, I have so many issues with this matchup.
Okay, let me go first before you go. Let me go first.
Go ahead.
Obviously, obviously they're built. I mean, obviously you're gonna do Charlotte versus Jade at WrestleMania because that's the one-on-one money match. I don't think it's good for them to do that match now because I still feel like Jade's not ready for that type of match yet. Um, I still feel like that's a match I feel like Charlotte would have to carry. So I feel like Jade does need more time before she gets that one-on-one match with Charlotte. Um, you know, when I heard they were going to do an interim women's championship because Rhea is injured, you know, how many times have they taken the belt off of somebody because of an injury? I just kind of feel like don't get me I love Rhea. Don't get me wrong, but I don't really think we need to have an interim. I just think, okay, just take the belt from Rhea, let her recover, let her do her rest, and then when she comes back, just give her a regular title shot. Cause if Rhea's only gonna be gone, what, a few months, why even have any title? That's just me personally. Um, I don't think Charlotte or Jade wins it. I mean, I don't think they win. I mean, you could run back Charlotte versus Rhea. You could run back Jade versus Rhea. But I definitely think somebody new needs to face Rhea. I mean, if you want to do Tiffany Stratton, I'd be okay with that. If it's Julia or Lash Legend, I think if we're gonna showcase, if we're gonna showcase, I feel like it could be Julia, but I feel like it could be Lash, just because you have two. strong women and strong women like Jade and Lash in the match and showcase that. But I also feel like Julia really hasn't gotten a chance either. But if I'm gonna pick, um, I think it'll either be the winner between Julia or Lash Legend that wins the ladder match. Tiffany already holds the Women's United States Championship, and I feel like Charlotte and Jade kind of will cancel each other out. If not that, then maybe Little Miss Bliss, even though she's injured, will cost Jade the match. Maybe even Charlotte, but I don't think that. But I think if Alexa Bliss does make an appearance, she will cost Jade the match. So I say it'll be whoever wins between Julia and Lash Legend.
All right. I'm gonna make my shit short and sweet. The answer to who should win everything regarding this matchup, it should be Julia. I'll tell you why. It should be Julia because Rhea Ripley herself said she want to be in the ring with Julia. She want to showcase more opportunities with Julia. They had a match, I think, on Raw maybe. I want to say it had to be like either 4 or 5 months ago. Very good match on Raw. Now the problem with that is WWE don't give a fuck about Julia. They showed you they don't give a fuck about Julia. The biggest thing they gave Julia is when they was in Italy, when she turned on Kiana James, the long overdue turn. Right? It should be Julia. My heart wants Julia. Y'all know how much on this channel I campaign for Julia. So I will love Julia to go in there, beat Lash this Friday, go in there, win a ladder match, and you have a banger match with her and Rhea at the next pay per view, whether it's in Saudi, whether it's in somewhere October, November. Don't know, but WrestlePalooza, wherever the fuck you want to do it, it should be Julia. Charlotte and Jade will not win this match. They will cancel each other out. They should not be in this match. Period. Tiffany Stratton should not be in this match. Period. JC Jane should be in this match. Period. I love Chelsea Green. I'll give her a shot more than anybody. Just because she, like Sami Zayn, whatever you give her, she's going to take the extra mile, make anything good come out of it. So I would love for Chelsea Green to win this matchup. So she's my dark horse. She's my number 2 pick. I'll go with Julia if she beats Slash this Friday, which I hope she does. But if she doesn't, I'll go Chelsea Green.
I want to say something. I think with um I forgot what JC Jane's group is called.
Fatal Influence.
Fatal Influence. Um, the one thing that WWE has not done, I think, in a long time, other than with Solo's version of the Bloodline, I don't think there has been a female version group that has all held gold at the same time. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think
Damage Control, the closest thing. I mean, they couldn't hold both women's championship, but Io was the world champion.
You know what I mean.
And
Like,
Dakota was the tag champs.
but I guess I really wouldn't count that is because Bailey wasn't holding anything at the same time.
They ain't had the mid card titles then, remember? Not at that time.
Yeah, but I kind of feel like seeing Fatal Influence, like if Fatal Influence had the tag titles and JC Jane became the women's champion, definitely I think that would definitely you would definitely have to showcase them. And I definitely think that would showcase more of them. Because I feel like the one thing WWE does not do is I feel like or they're starting to showcase more of their young talent. But I still feel like there's plenty of women that still don't get showcased enough. Like I know Jordan Grace, she's on main event. I feel like she doesn't get showcased enough. But like I said, I feel like there's still plenty of women that just don't get showcased enough
Man,
on
that's another topic for
shows.
another day, man. We can deep dive in that. That's like a whole separate issue. We gonna just
But
I'm just leave that
but
alone.
but again, like you said, JC Jane, she should be in this match. I just feel like if JC Jane was in this match, I feel like she probably would win, but then I think she would get beat by Rhea. I think there needs to be more a different variety of women that can compete with Rhea, not just because Rhea's a muscle mommy. I think other women as well should be able to take Rhea like to the limit, not just because of the strength factor. You know what I mean? So that's what I think.
Time until next up,
I wonder.
the Intercontinental Championship. Penta defending his championship against Chad Gable, the Minnesota boy himself. This is going to be one of the best matches this year. And Chad Gable and Penta. This match I'm looking forward to the most. And ESPN specifically wanted this match on the first hour so they can showcase this. I mean, great story. Going all the way back to last year with El Grande Americano. They did the right thing by having Chad go over in the gauntlet matchup. But this is Chad Gable's crowning moment. The championship that don't escaped him for years. His wars with Gunther. Him not getting his opportunity at WrestleMania. Him training Sami Zayn when it should have been him. It should have been me. It should have been me. Chad Gable has to win this matchup against Penta. I love Penta. That is my fucking guy. But Chad Gable got to win this matchup, man. It's only right. I'm taking Chad
You
Gable
could
for this
say
one.
you could say the same thing about Sheamus chasing the Intercontinental Championship.
You can, but Sheamus ain't there no more. He gone. He gone. That's my guy, but he gone. He gone.
Um, going all the way. Yeah, the history is there, and going back to Penta's debut match on Raw against Chad Gable, fantastic match. That fantastic match in Penta's debut against Chad Gable. I mean that with that Canadian destroyer off of the turnbuckle. Oh, that was so beautiful. They had a great match in Penta's debut. Great match. I loved it. I think again with DJ, I think this is gonna be one of those sleeper hitter matches that it's just gonna fire on all cylinders. Um, I think yes. I think it's Chad Gable's time, but WWE is known for people to not win championships in their hometown. Because remember when Vince had Cena beat Edge in Canada for the WWE championship at Unforgiven? I want to say 2006. And then Cena Cena lost the match to Sheamus, I believe, at Money in the Bank in Boston. Cena didn't win the belt. I think Sheamus retained it. I think it was a steel cage match. So WWE has a history of wrestlers not winning championships in their hometown. So I would love to see Chad Gable win, but a part of me is kind of like, no, I think Penta will win, but I'm gonna go with Chad Gable. That's the hometown boy here representing Minnesota. So I am gonna choose Chad Gable. So hopefully Chad Gable will bring it home. If not, then we know it's WWE being WWE yet again.
You don't book him this far for him to go through the gauntlet. That excellent mask versus mask match in AAA and go all the way to this moment and him lose. All the way in his hometown in Minnesota. Big stadium, big fight field. Chad Gable wins. Period.
We've
Point
seen
blank.
it before. We've seen
Yeah.
WWE do
That
that multiple
that's
times
Vince
with other
though.
people.
That's Vince. That's Vince.
I'm just
That's
saying
Vince.
it's still WWE. We've seen it many times. I don't care if it's Vince. I don't care if it's we've seen it before. So I'm not gonna rule Triple H WWE doing it. I'm not gonna rule it out. I'm not
All
gonna
right.
rule it out.
Next up.
How many years? How many? Okay, if we really want to get into this, how many years has Sami Zayn been chasing a WWE championship for him to finally win it in Saudi and then lose it within 9 days? How many years has Sami been chasing a championship? How many years has he been chasing the World Heavyweight Champion or the WWE Champion? How many years has he been chasing it? A long fucking time.
It ain't as long as people think it's been.
But
He's really only been solidified in the main event scene since the Bloodline. That's only been what, like 3 years, technically.
But still,
Reality speaking, 3 years.
but even when you think about it all together, even think about all the people that have worked hard to get to where they wanted to get. I mean, even if you want to talk about CM Punk wanting the main event WrestleMania, if you even want to talk about that, we can even talk about that. He got the main event WrestleMania, but yet he still lost in the match. Sami Zayn wanted to get a championship. All those years, he finally won it, and he lost it in 9 days. I'm just saying, man, WWE can do all the building that they want, and that person can still end up losing a match. I'm just saying, I'm not gonna put it past WWE if Chad does not win. I'm not gonna put it past them. We've seen it so many times. I don't care if it's under Vince. I don't care. We've seen it so many times. So many times. I'm not gonna put it past them until I see Chad Gable with his arm raised and he is the new champion. That's all I'm saying.
Next up, Danhausen versus Dirty Dom Mysterio for the $100,000. I thought this was over at Saturday's main event. I guess Dom is the proclaimed final boss, but I'm over this. Dirty be about to run Danhausen into the fucking ground. As much as I love Danhausen, he's in a perfect situation being in WWE. He wasn't used correctly in AEW. He's used very well in WWE. I'm just not intrigued by this match. I don't want to see this match. Let this match be a like 5 to 10 minutes. I'm not intrigued by this match at all. Sorry. I don't even know who's gonna go over here. Do you do Danhausen? Do you do Dom? Dom is the Triple A champ. Do you think he? I don't think Dom's gonna lose to him. Period. I think Dom is gonna win this matchup. Dom has to win this matchup. He's the Triple A champ for fucking sake. JD and Dom is two different entities. They'd be viewed Dom as one of their future pillars in the company. So I'm gonna take Dom in this matchup. I don't give a fuck about this matchup to be honest, but I'm gonna take Dom anyway.
I mean, man, I get. I mean, you know, well, I don't know. I didn't watch a lot of AEW. You know, Danhausen seems like he's another one of those gimmick characters that you can put in matches just to have fun with. And I'm pretty sure the man can wrestle. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure the man can wrestle. Anybody that steps in that ring can wrestle, unless you're EM. But we're not going to talk about her right now. But I think for the most part, I mean, if this is gonna try to be more serious, I'm probably gonna say give it to Dom. I mean, the Judgment Day is really only relevant because of Dom and Liv. So I say maybe give Dom the win. I guess I don't fucking know. You're gonna have your fun in this match with Danhausen. He's gonna have his tricks up his sleeve. So I'm just gonna say Danhausen. I guess. I don't.
Next up, man. Let's move on. Fatal Influence versus Nikki versus Brie versus Paige. Did I fucking call this or did I fucking call this?
I'm pretty sure everybody knew this match.
How did I call? I broke it down to you guys in the Saturday main event predictions video I did. Last video I dropped. I broke everything down for you in formatted form. They should give me a pat on the shoulder for that. Okay. I'm gonna make this simple, short, and sweet. They're gonna go out there and have fun, but Fatal Influence should win this matchup. You got to build momentum for this team. Fallon and Laney just won the tag team championship. That's our next main event. Nikki Bella's back with Brie. So the people are gonna pop for that. They love the Bella twins, and I don't think you turn them heel. If anybody turn heel, it'd be Paige. But I don't know where WWE goes with this. But Fatal Influence need to pick up this win. JC Jane just fucking lost 2-3 weeks ago. Please, WWE, don't fuck this up. Build this group up the right way. Taking Fatal Influence. No, I don't need to say nothing else about this shit.
Um, I definitely do agree. Fatal Influence needs to win. Like I said, there needs to be a female group that has all the gold, and I think this group is the right amount of aggression. They're very aggressive. That I think they should keep the tag titles on them, put the women's championship on JC Jane, and just make them a dominant group. Um, my original thought was um, maybe Nikki and Brie turn on Paige, but we've seen this before, rinse and repeat. Um, Paige turning heel, I think that would be a good shocker. Um, unless you want to do the Brie blames Nikki and Brie blame Paige for losing the champion, whatever. We've seen this rinse and repeat. But it's time that the NXT talent, the call ups, start getting their time to shine. So, Fatal Influence, I have them winning this. They need to get them some momentum on their side, get JC Jane in that women's championship picture, and put that belt on her. Please. Please.
Next up, Liv Morgan versus Io Sky for the Women's World Championship.
Okay, let me
WWE.
say this.
Go
Hold
ahead.
on, let me say this. Let me say this. Let me say this. Now, see, holding off on Liv defending the title because they're waiting for Stephanie Vaquer, I actually would have done this completely different. Probably the night after Mania, I mean, you're still going to do the Soul Ruka interrupting Liv Morgan. I probably would have had Soul face Liv at Saturday night's main event, and then maybe have Judgment Day interfere, costing Soul the loss, and then maybe have Liv and Soul have another match at what was it, Clash in Paris?
Mm-hmm.
Was that the one after Saturday night's main event? Um, and then maybe have
Clash in
them
Italy.
have a
Italy.
Clash in Italy, yeah, and then have Soul and Liv have another match at Clash in Italy, and then you have Lyra and Bailey be in Soul's corner, and then you have Roxanne and Raquel be in Liv's corner, and so on and so forth. And then I probably would have had maybe Soul feud with Becky after that, because Liv hasn't really defended anything, is because they were waiting for Stephanie to be cleared. So I kind of feel like WWE didn't have a backup plan. I mean, even though Soul was brand new to the roster, I still think it would have been, you still would have had Liv defending her title, even though she would have beaten Soul twice, once cleanly, I guess. But Liv still would have defended her title. So there still would have been something coming out of it. Liv still defending her title as opposed to her being in that tournament. But that's just how I would have booked it. Liv gets something, Soul gets something. Um, but Liv versus Io. I mean, I think Liv's gonna retain. Um, and then honestly, depending on if Stephanie comes back after this match and you do a rematch between Liv and Vaquer and you give them more significant time, um, I still think Liv retains. I mean, I would love to see Liv Morgan versus AJ Lee at some point. Um, I feel like there's plenty of women on the roster that would love to work with AJ. But that's just me personally. But that's again a later topic down the road when we get there. But I'm gonna say Liv Morgan retains against Io Scott. Io, she is the hottest women's wrestler right now on the roster. So you can't really, there's really no one else to challenge Liv, especially when you're waiting for Vaquer to come back. So I mean, live retains.
Okay.
Go on.
Okay. Now, sir. There's a problem with your booking. Okay. You wanna know what the problem is? Huh? You know what the problem is? It's kind of like Monday Night Raw. Because you said the Judgment Day interferes. They've been doing that for months in every
They're gonna continue to
fucking
do it,
match that they have.
and they're gonna
So,
continue to do it.
so this is the way I break it down for you. Okay, get this fucking title off of Liv Morgan as quickly as you fucking can. She is the worst women's champion we don't have in the last 3 years. There's no fault to her own. WWE should have put her in better positions. But the fact that this woman was in the Queen of the Ring tournament and she's a world champ is blasphemy upon itself. The fact that you're waiting for Stephanie Vaquer to come back when you have stories with Raquel, you have stories with Roxanne, you could have made a story with AJ Lee. I can go down the list of women. You could have made a story with Becky Lynch after she lost the championship. Get this championship away from this woman. I'm all for shouting out Liv because she literally grinded to this spot. Will WWE take the championship off her? No, that's the smart decision. They will not, because they want to have some people in the judgment day to have gold and have that. Triple H like to give you the carrot like you a dog, take a bite and then give it away from you. He like to wait years upon years just to flow a full fluster story. That's what Triple H do. So Liv's gonna retain this. I wish Io would fucking get this championship offer. I really do. Because at least Io defended the fucking championship on a Monday Night Raw or a pay-per-view. Liv has not defended that championship since winning it at WrestleMania. Has not. She's been more of a fucking manager, a Paul Heyman, if you will, than an actual world champ. And I'm getting tired of seeing her reign. I'm getting tired of keep seeing these champions hold these championships and don't fucking defend them. I'm getting tired of that shit. So I like Liv Morgan. She got it out the mud. I shout out to her, but they need to drop this fucking championship from her. If you're not gonna give the belt to Raquel or have the storyline with Raquel or Roxanne, what the fuck are we doing here? We just treading
I
tires and waiting for Stephanie. Fuck that. Get the championship off of her. Get the championship to somebody else. Give me something different. I'm tired of keep seeing the same shit over and over. I'm gonna
well,
go Liv Morgan just because WWE that's her that's Triple H's girl. He's gonna have her win the championship and retain. But Io Sky should be winning this fucking match and going on to defend the championship somewhere down the line. Period. Point blank.
you also have to remember we're missing a Bianca Belair too. Because I think if Bianca wasn't injured, I think Bianca would have also played a big part in that women's world championship picture too.
No. Naomi plays a part. And when she get back, that's the real world's champ. Period.
Oh yeah, when Naomi comes back, she's
She's the
gonna
real
play a
world's champ.
part.
Period.
She's gonna play a part. But what I'm saying is that if Bianca wouldn't have gotten injured, or if Bianca would have been came back by now, I don't think it would have been Liv and Stephanie. I think we probably would have seen Bianca and Stephanie or something different, or we probably would have seen Liv defend it against Bianca. Because again, Bianca, Liv, Io, Stephanie, those are really kind of your big four. Those really are your big four women over on Raw that's going to challenge for the title most of the time.
Man, give me that roster. Watch what magic I do with it. That's all I'm gonna say, man. Period.
But that's the reason. But that's the reason why I said the night after Mania, you have Sol Ruka interrupt Liv. I personally think, and I messed up when I said this. I personally think on Raw, you have Sol Ruka beat Liv. And then if you want, you can do the WWE thing and you can have Adam Pearce say, you know what, at Saturday night's main event, Liv is going to defend the title against Sol Ruka. And then at Saturday night's main event, so you can push that match to Clash in Italy, so you have another match between them. I think I'd have the Judgment Day interfere. It's a Saturday night's main event. You can't take those seriously. But that's where I kind of think you would have them interfere, have Liv win, and then you do your thing again, and then you have them have that second match at Clash in Italy, where you could still have Bailey and Lyra in Sol's corner. You have Raquel and Roxanne in Liv's corner. And if you want Liv to beat her clean to kind of just squash the storyline there, you can do that. Because you can figure out a way to get Becky and Sol into their little rivalry with them leading up to a women's intercontinental championship match. But in terms of a storyline with Raquel and Roxanne, I think those are coming. I think WWE is just kind of waiting, maybe closer to WrestleMania to do it. Because I do agree with you and Bam how you guys do say, when is Raquel gonna get her chance at the title? I do think that storyline is coming. I think WWE is kind of just waiting to see how everything plays out. Because I think it all revolves around Stephanie Vaquer. And when she comes back, and again, I think you could definitely do Liv Morgan against AJ Lee. Liv has said she would love to work with AJ Lee. I think that would be an interesting match. But I think everything right now involving Liv in the title just revolves around Stephanie Vaquer and when she comes back.
Next up, Gunther versus Nick Aldis. Man, I hear a lot of people complaining about this match. How can Gunther go from retiring Goldberg, retiring John Cena, retiring AJ Styles at the beginning of this year, and look where he is now? Man, I throw all that shit out the window for this match just because it's Nick Aldis. I'm happy for Nick Aldis, man. Just because his sole reason to come into WWE was eventually to get in the ring and wrestle in WWE. They put him on the shelf, had him be a general manager, and he's done really well in his role. If you don't know, if you're not familiar with Nick Aldis, if I watch some of his NWA stuff, you can even watch his early TNA stuff when he was Magnus. He had a few good matches in TNA for sure. I remember vividly the heel turn. I think it was like one of their last shows on Spike. I think this was around the time AJ Styles had like recently just left. But I think it was a match against Sting or some shit, like a ladder match or some shit, and then he turned heel at the end of the show. He actually had a good run as a heel in TNA as well. So I throw all the other shit out the window where Gunther was 6 months prior to this and the career killer and all that shit. Just I'm happy for Nick Aldis getting his first match in WWE on a big stage on WWE's one of Bit 2 pay-per-view, Bit 3 pay-per-views in SummerSlam. So that's how I look at this match. I'm intrigued with it that for because I want to see Nick Aldis. But Gunther will win this matchup. So I'm taking the Reign General to win. He got to keep his momentum. He can't go out there and lose to Nick Aldis, who hasn't been an active competitor in the ring in 4 years, 5, maybe 3. So I'm gonna go with Gunther, but I'm just want to see this match for Nick Aldis. That's all.
I think originally, weren't they originally building Drew McIntyre versus Nick Aldis? Wasn't that the original plan?
No,
Because I thought
I
that's what they
don't
were
think that was
building
the
to.
original plan. Not for I don't know if it's for
Oh,
SummerSlam.
I
I'm not
thought
sure.
I thought that's what they were building to. Because I would have loved to have seen Drew and Nick Aldis. Um, again, again, it's what do you do with? I mean,
Gunther's a prime time player, bro. I mean, there ain't
he
no
he he
complex
he
formula
he
there.
is
He's a prime
he
time player, bro.
he is, but I mean, obviously Gunther wins. Gunther's gonna obviously take his jabs at Nick Aldis over on SmackDown. Um, Gunther's gonna be in the title picture. Who We both have Finn winning. Um, yeah, I mean, Gunther's got to keep the momentum going. I mean, he's one of their better heels. Um, I haven't watched much of Nick Aldis, so I really don't know much about his wrestling game. But I I'm gonna say Gunther. I think Gunther will win.
That's the only logical answer. Next up,
Unless
Hell
WWE
in
pulls
a
a
Cell.
Houdini.
Nah. Hell in a Cell, Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar. These two men are 1-1. No, simple and short. Okay, Obafemi should win this match. Period. Point blank. WWE decided to go the route of having each guy pick up a win in his respective feud. The Brock Lesnar win and Clash of Italy, it was fun, right? But he caught Oba with a cheap shot to do it. Now there's no cheap shot to be had in the Hell in a Cell. Anything goes in the Hell in a Cell match. I wonder now. The question for me is how long will this match go? I should have watched Taker and Brock's Hell in a Cell match from 2015 um, to get
I
prepared
think
for this
that
shot
was
because
damn near.
I wanted to see how long it was. But
I think that was over. I want to say 25 minutes. It's on the WWE Vault channel. Just look up Taker Lesnar Hell in a Cell. Not their old Hell in a Cell
yeah,
match from the early
obviously not that.
2000s.
That both of them dudes, obviously Brock ain't even in that stratosphere no more. We ain't talking about that. But
But
I'm just
2015,
intrigued.
I think that was over. I think that was over 25 minutes because I keep seeing it on the Vault channel in my YouTube. It keeps popping up.
Yeah, I was just intrigued to see how long this match will go. How what will they do? Will they bleed or anything like that? Will Brock get? But I think you gotta have some blood in this matchup. This is gotta be one of the most intriguing matches for sure. But there's the only right outcome here is Oba winning over Brock. Where does Brock go out there? He retired in Minnesota, his home state. We don't know. It's so much in there. We don't. He fake retired at WrestleMania, came back, fought at Clash of Italy, been on the Raw since then. So I don't know, man. I'm gonna go Oba. That's the right decision. Oba can get momentum from this win and head on to WrestleMania where he faces Roman Reigns and finally beat Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. Period.
Um, yeah, the right call for me is Oba. Um, unless Brock feels like he has more in the tank and he wants to keep going.
Man, we don't care about
But
he need to do business. Brock can do business. Brock can do business.
no, yeah, Brock's a businessman. Brock is a businessman. Brock knows when to do business and all that. But I definitely do think Oba is the right call, and I agree with you. How long will the match be? You know, I don't. Well, I hope the match will not be short because it is Hell in a Cell. There's a lot of build up to it. So I hope we wouldn't see a 10-minute Hell in a Cell match because I think what the last Hell in a Cell match was Punk and Drew McIntyre, and they tore the house down in that Hell in a Cell match. I mean, I know Oba and Brock won't top what they did, depending on the match length, but I definitely do believe Oba is the right call, so I am going to choose Oba Femi to win the match.
All right.
And to comment on what you said, we can only hope Oba beats Roman. Because there's no telling what WWE has planned for this bloodline shit.
Man, Oba winning. We ain't even gonna go there. Next up, CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes for the undisputed WWE Championship. Now, this matchup to me, this is obviously a marquee match. I told you guys prior that I didn't want this match until WrestleMania. I felt these two shouldn't have touched in a one-on-one capacity until WrestleMania. That's why I was vying for Sammy and Gunther to win at Saturday Night's main event. But obviously, WWE had to go their way with Nick Aldis and screwing Gunther, which I think you could get more mileage out of that. I mean, and did it in probably Saudi or something like that at a stadium show, but wanted to do it in Minnesota, which is fine. So now we here. Cody versus Punk. You can go a multitude of ways here. But somebody has to turn heel here, man. I don't know if it's Punk. I don't know if it's Cody. Do you want the Golden Boy to be heel? You got the guy behind him who can take the reins and do it with CM Punk. But Cody has a lot of issues with a lot of people on SmackDown. Okay, still got issues with Orton. Still got issues with Kevin Owens. Issues with Sammy. He got issues with a lot of people, man. Issues with Drew McIntyre still. That issue is not done. So I don't see Cody turning heel. I just don't. I don't see it. Do it need to happen? Maybe, but I don't see it. But Cody Rhodes will not win this matchup. It's going to be CM Punk to retain the championship at SummerSlam. Now, where do we go from here? I don't know. That's the intriguing thing. But my WWE mindset, let me put my WWE hat on. CM Punk wins, and then we get a rematch at the next pay-per-view. That's my WWE hat. But I'm going to take CM Punk, and hopefully WWE be creative and do something with this title run. Because CM Punk just won a championship. They ain't going to screw CM Punk like they screwed Sammy. So I'm going to take CM Punk in this one.
You know, all those names that you said that have issues with Cody, we've seen those matches 1,000 times, though. I mean, how many times can we watch Cody versus Drew McIntyre?
I don't know. You can watch it a bunch of
Exactly.
times. Don't say you can't because you're gonna get it on a SmackDown. You're gonna get a variation of it on paper on a Saturday Night's Main Event. You're gonna get some variation of it. Where it's a tag team, 6-man tag, a chamber. You gonna get something. So it's only a
Exactly.
matter of time.
It's we've seen it. We've seen it too much. Um, I think, again, you again what I mean, they both can turn heel. And I think with more of a shock factor, I think Cody turns heel, but I think if Cody turns heel, I think that leads Cody to winning. Um Now Punk turns heel, Punk's not gonna get booed, Punk's gonna get cheered. So even if he is a heel, he's gonna get cheered. Um I think either of these guys could turn heel, like I said before, but what's gonna be more intriguing? Cody versus Finn or Punk versus Finn? Because I think regardless who wins, I think we'll see that whoever wins, we'll see them face Finn at the next PLE.
Man, it might be SmackDown, bro. Don't get your
It
hopes.
could
Don't
be
get
that.
your hopes too high for next PLE, my
Well,
man.
WWE usually we know they try to save the championship matches for the PLEs, but again, we don't. Their bookend is who the fuck knows. Gosh, this is a hard pick just because you don't know if you're gonna get a heel turn or if it's a baby face or is the heel turn gonna happen after the match. And we haven't had Money in the Bank yet, so you can't even do a cash in. But it is SummerSlam. So we could get a surprise return from somebody at the end of the match. Just like last year with Lesnar and Seth. So maybe a Kevin Owens, maybe a Drew McIntyre, maybe even a Viper. You just don't know. But obviously, if it's Randy has history with both Punk and Cody. I think obviously everybody would like to see a rematch between Orton and Cody because of how everything played out at WrestleMania. Um, but God, this is hard to choose. But if I'm gonna choose, I think CM Punk retains just because it's something new and it's something different. But I do think we will get a return at SummerSlam. I think just to kind of keep it going because when Seth came out and cashed in, I think Punk retains and we'll get a return at SummerSlam. But I think if we get a return, I feel like if we get a return, it'll either be McIntyre or Orton.
All right.
Because I think whether Punk wins or Cody wins, both of those guys have history with McIntyre and Orton. So I think whoever wins, it's gonna have to be either McIntyre or Orton.
Okay.
But
Main
I'm
event time.
choosing CM Punk.
Main event of night 2. The Tribal Chief Roman Reigns, World Heavyweight Champion versus Seth Rollins. A lot of history between these guys. They've had some good build up. They have some not so good build up. Every time Roman's been there, it's been pretty good. Their contract signing segment was fabulous. The segment when Seth laid down a challenge was fabulous, letting Roman know that they're a lot closer to the end than they are at the beginning. And there's people hungrier like they was in the locker room back then, now, ready to take their spot. And this would be the last chance they might have to do this. Thought those segments were wonderful from both men. Seth brings when he's serious, Seth Rollins, he brings a certain thing when it comes to his promo ability, and he carried it during that segment. But all that
Wait a
said,
minute, you forgot the Saturday night's main event segment where Roman
I don't,
had
I don't
Jalen
give a fuck about.
Brunson
I don't
and
give a fuck
Seth
about
brought
that.
out Alabama.
I don't give a fuck about that had nothing to do with the match.
That's one of their segments. That's one of their segments.
Nah, I don't give a fuck about that. I'm talking about like a serious segment. That wasn't no fucking. That was aura format. I don't give a fuck about that. With all that being said, Seth Rollins has been the only man to get the upper hand on Roman. Seth Rollins is the only man to have a victory over the Tribal Chief during his championship reign. Seth Rollins is the one who cost Roman Reigns his championship. His 1,300-day reign came to an end because Roman just couldn't put the past in the past. He'd never be able to put the past in the past until he get past this matchup. Until he finally beat Seth Rollins and closes that chapter for good. But we all know the chapter won't fully be closed. But the metaphoric nail in the coffin will be this matchup. Roman Reigns will retain his championship. I don't see Roman losing the championship maybe until WrestleMania. He's going to hold that championship for a very long time. So I'm taking the Tribal Chief, the OTC, Roman Reigns, to retain the championship over Seth Rollins. And what will be a good match? A really good match between these two to be the nightcap.
Um, they've had a lot of history together. They have um obviously we will see interference. Um, I think we will see interferences from Jacob, Jimmy J, maybe LA Knight, maybe Royce Keys, maybe Solo. But Roman will for sure retain because we know this bloodline story. Who knows how long it's gonna go on? Um, Plus, Roman just won at the Royal Rumble. I can't see Roman losing anytime soon. I think for Roman to lose by him getting pinned, it has to be something special. Like when Jay pinned him at Money in the Bank during his legendary championship run. Just like when Cody pinned him and ended his legendary run. It has to be something special. And I'm not saying that this match isn't special. I just don't think Seth is. I don't think Seth will be that special person to end his current championship reign. Now, unless WWE pulls a Houdini, which I know they won't, because obviously I do agree with DJ. I do think Oba will be the one to beat Roman. But I just think Seth isn't the one that's going to end his championship reign. So I do think Roman will retain. And again, don't know if Zilla plays a role in this. You never really know what the bloodline. Like you never really know. Maybe Solo comes out at the end of the night. Samoan Spike Seth, and he officially rejoins with Roman. That is something SummerSlam-esque that I can see happening, for sure. But I do think Roman retains.
All right.
So that's my prediction.
That is the predictions. I expect a good show. Hopefully it doesn't go. Well, it's 2 nights, so it won't go that long. It'll probably be 2.5, 3 hours per night, which isn't too bad. Any other things you want to talk about before you head off?
I kind of think depending on how many ads WWE wants to run, kind of will determine the match lengths.
They better learn from that debacle.
Well, I mean, it's WWE and TKO, so money speaks louder to them more than, I guess, wrestling fan happiness, if that's what you want to call. Hopefully they will give these matches a decent time instead of what they did WrestleMania night 1. So hopefully they give these matches a decent time to showcase their skills and tell a story instead of being super ad heavy, which I know they will be when it goes to commercial breaks and stuff. But above all that, I want to say thank you to DJ for allowing me once again to do predictions with you. I'm always happy to do predictions with you. Like I say, yeah, just let me know when the next one is. Also, guys, if you don't know, me and DJ, we do have a React channel. We haven't reacted to anything, I think, in about 6 months. Just been trying to find stuff to react to, but I will make sure I'm trying to stay on top, see if we can just find stuff to react to so we can just give our opinions about it. I don't ever want to react to something and we're not 100% honest and authentic with you guys because I don't want us to put bullshit out there. I always want it to be 100% our real reactions and opinions to it. So if you want to check out our React channel together, we have some Tubi movie reactions there. I know we have some fails over there. I think we have like 2 NBA videos. But watch the Tubi movie stuff. That's the good stuff.
All right, man.
That's the good stuff.
With that being said, man, I'm DJ that's CK, man. It's been the WWE SummerSlam 2026 predictions. Tune in, man. We're gonna see what WWE do. What creative thing they does. Maybe it's something that awes. Maybe it's some disappointment, but we'll check it out. But next time, man, y'all take it easy, bro. Peace out, man.